Today I'm going to be repainting all the stuff here. Well, not all of it. I'm going to be repainting the slip fitter, the button, the two brackets, the two ped heads. I'm going to be repainting those hunter green. Now, technically, repainting is a funny description because it's painting, not repainting, because they've never been painted before. They've been powder coated. But anyway, um, that one there, I guess I must have had some spare time and some, spare primer laying around, and I must have been bored. So I cleaned that up and primed it. I did that a while ago. Still, you have yet to clean that up, so you'll get to see how I do that. Generally, how I clean these up. So I use a wire brush to remove the majority of the loose corrosion. Well, not loose corrosion, surface corrosion. And a screwdriver or something along those lines, a chisel screwdriver or something along those lines, and remove all of the loose powder coating. And then usually what I'll do is I'll take the wire brush to all the existing I'll sound it and then take the wire brush to all of the existing powder coating that's fairly sound, and then sand it down, sand the transitions between the raw aluminum and the powder coating. It looks pretty good. Unless you get really close up to it, you can kind of see some defects here and there. It's not exactly perfect. But then again, a brand new signal is far from perfect as well. If you look at the powder coating, I've never seen a brand new signal leave a factory and it be pristine. It just doesn't happen. Whether the powder coating is not pristine or the casting that the powder coating is on is not pristine. And I find that a lot from McCain these days. Their powder coating is terrible. But that's getting off topic. Someone's probably going to ask me, so the heads, I'm using that gray one there, that primed gray one, that is an ICC, so that's one of their older ones. And then the one under it is an IDC ICC, so it's a newer ped head than the one on top of it. The brackets are cost cast, and the button I believe is probably Pelco or something. That insert on the top is made by Dialite. That's one of their newest ped inserts, one of the best ped inserts in the industry in my opinion. And then the bottom is a Dialite, an older Dialite insert. So the ped head that's on the bottom there, the one that I still have yet to clean up, since it's an IDC ICC, because most of those, when they were installed, they went up with what I believe is called ICC Dynamic Load Neon Insert or something along those lines. Anyway, so originally when that went in, it was more than likely a assembled handman neon insert in there, and then the top one that originally saw service with was incandescent, of course. And that when that saw service, it was a handman. And you may notice that the back panel is for a watered signal, but the back panel in there is not original to the head. I start by taking the good majority of the hardware off, and then mask off whatever I can. There was no need to prime the slip fitter because I already cleaned, primed, and painted in the past. Now I'm taking the silicone off this top bracket, cleaned the rest of it up with the wire brush, then degreased it with the glass cleaner that you can probably see in the background. I would always recommend degreasing, even if you think it's not necessary. Doing the same thing to this hollow bracket. You don't want to prime and paint just to find out that, there's some oil under there and you could have degreased it, but you didn't know about it. So now I'm taking apart the ped button. Powder coating on it was pristine, so I took it apart, sanded off the powder coating. Well, not sanded, I roughed up the powder coating to give the primer a chance to stick to it. So I'm taking apart the little back panel and the ped head, and then we're going to start the process of painting that. Now it's time for the part that I never look forward to, but the end result is always worth it. Like I said, I remove the majority of the loose powder coating. In this case, pretty much all of it. Actually, no, all of it on the bottom of the ped was loose, so I just took all the powder coating off. I go around and add a second coat of paint to everything I already painted. Now for the fun part, the priming and painting. Something I didn't show is I sprayed this down with a hose and then scrubbed it down with some palm olive uh, dish soap pretty much to degrease it and clean everything off it. And then sprayed that down with the hose again and cleaned everything up, dried everything off before I primed and painted it. So here I'm taking off the existing ped button, which is the exact same thing as the one that I'll be replacing it with. The difference is this one's green, the other one's black. In this case, I had the luxury of assembling it as I went, and that makes things a lot easier for fishing the wires through the slip fitter and hollow bracket into the PEDs than, say, assembling the double head fully and then trying to fish it through, after it's fully assembled. This is probably the worst part of installing double heads, is fishing the wires through. Here's the finished product.